Time Walk with me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Time Walk with me. I am the Time Walker, and if you live outside of the United States, I envy you. We are in for a bad 4 years. I brewed a deck with Agatha of the Vile Cauldron. She is a 1/1 human warlock who costs a green and a red to cast. Nice and simple. Activated abilities of creatures you control cost X less to activate, where X is Agatha's power. This ability can't reduce the cost to less than 1. That means she wants the deck to be full of creatures with activated abilities that cost more than 1 generic mana to activate. For 4 generic, 1 red, and 1 green mana, which will end up costing 3 generic, a green and a red due to Agatha's top ability, you can give other creatures you control +1/+1, trample, and haste until end of turn. If Agatha's power is 4 or more, then this ability will only cost 2 mana, which is great in a go-wide strategy. I could have built this with a lot of creature tokens and creature pump-up spells, but I only thought of it just now as I'm writing this script, so that's not what I did. Maybe I will later for a second look video. These creatures have an activated ability that pumps up their power and or toughness, or another creature's power and or toughness. Almighty Brushwag, Atarka Beastbreaker, Chameleon Colossus, Dawnheart Mentor, Devarkin Dissident, Drillworks Mole, Gruul Guildmage, Houndtamer / Untamed Pup, Lochthwain Gargoyle, Master Chef. This isn't a creature, obviously, but it still goes in this category. Oran Reef Invoker, Power Plant Worker, Reckless Amplimancer, Savageborn Hydra, Stonewood Invoker, Teeter Peak Ambusher, Tendril of the Myco Tyrant, Verdant Automaton, and Weaselback Redcap. Agatha's Soul Cauldron. The reason I built this deck was because I had Agatha and this card. This is a pricey one at around $40 on TCG Player. I lucked out and got it in a pack. Auspicious Starix. I won't be able to put this on Agatha, but hopefully I'll have something non-human out. Baru Wormspeaker. This'll pump out cheap 6/6 worms for you. Elkin Lair. I just recently got this from my local games LGS because EDH deck building recommended it and it looked weird. It's an enchant world, meaning that only one enchant world can be on the battlefield at a time. Each player exiles a card at random from their hand at the beginning of their upkeep, and they have until the end of the turn to play it, or they have to put it in their graveyard. Goro Goro, Disciple of Ryusei. This guy is kind of terrible under normal circumstances, but in a deck where his last ability is discounted and so many of the creatures get +1/+1 counters, I think I can make use of it. Soul of Zendikar. Here's another one that makes token creatures. And Thundering Spineback. And here's yet another. This is the section where you mess with your opponents and their stuff. Aladdin, Broken Bond, Broken Wings, Containment Breach, Heckling Fiends, Horde Smelter Dragon, Lambholt Harrier, Lesser Masticore, Valakut Invoker, Viashino Heretic, Wear Down, or Wear Down, I don't know which word is supposed to be emphasized, Welder Automaton, Wilt, and You Find a Cursed Idol. Commune with the Gods, Deepwood Denizen, Garruk's Uprising, Magus of the Wheel, Merchant of the Veil, or Dead of Mountains Blaze, Regrowth, and Track Down. I realize some of these aren't exactly draw spells, but I think things like Regrowth that give you things back from the graveyard, it's kind of like drawing a card, like drawing a card from your graveyard. Arboreal Grazer, Edge of Autumn, Elvish Aberration, Fanatic of Ronas, Fertilid's Favor, Harrow, Intrepid Paleontologist. This is ramp and graveyard hate. Leafkin Avenger. This ramps plus does direct damage, and it does the damage without tapping. Map the Frontier, Migratory Greathorn, Replicating Ring, Simian Spirit Guide, Soul Ring. It's a green deck, so this isn't really all that necessary, but I had one lying around from a deck I took apart, so I figured why not. They went this way. Whisper of the Wilds. And Woe's Pathfinder. This one ramps or pumps up a creature. We got Forests and Mountains, of course. Cinderglade. Command Tower. Exotic Orchard. Fabled Passage. Stomping Ground. Stump Stomp / Burn Willow Clearing. And Tangled Florahedron / Tangled Vale. Nothing really too surprising in the lands section. And there we go, that is it. That is Agatha of the Vile Cauldron. Like I said before, I had another good idea of a way to build this deck as I wrote the script, so I might be doing another deck around her. So you can look forward to that one. And I'll see you later. Next time, that is.